Minnesota Vikings winners and losers after their 34-28 overtime heartbreaking thriller of a game up against the Carolina Panthers. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports ready to walk you through everything that you guys need to know after this one. Now, first off, we're going to look at some stats here from this ball game because 34-28, a lot of points, some overtime excitement as well, and realistically, you can take some positives on both the offensive and the defensive side of the football. Now, the way that we're going to try to do this is we're going to give you the biggest winners and the biggest losers, and you're going to see some of these guys that are featured here by Minnesota. Kirk Cousins, phenomenal. Dalvin Cook, spectacular. Adam Thielen, but were there any guys on the defensive side of the football that I'm going to give some praise to? That does still remain to be seen. Even though Carolina, for a point of this game, I was like, man, I think they're actually going to win this one. Minnesota never gave up. They battled back, and then right when I thought, okay, the Vikings are going to win this game easily, then Carolina came back, and then we got a 28-28 ball game. You're like, oh, no, if this got to come down to a kicker, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Luckily, the Vikings made the plays when it mattered the most, and you are going to see some of these offensive dudes on my winners and losers list. Now, I have these positions, or I guess I should say, I have these winners and losers ranked from 5 all the way down to 1. 1 is the biggest winner. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go wide receiver K.J. Osborn. And one of the biggest stories this offseason was who is going to be the wide receiver 3 next to Jefferson, next to Thielen. I really think that Osborn has taken the reins on this, reeled in a massive touchdown. He had 6 grabs, 78 yards, and the game-winning touchdown. This guy continues to show why he is starting to become a more popular household name. If you're a Vikings fan, he's got the athletic ability, but he's showing up when it matters the most. Coming in now at number 4 for my Minnesota Vikings Week 6 winners up against the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to give some love to the offensive line. And when I've been doing this show, I've been pretty critical of this O-line because they have a lot of skill position players, but only 7 pressures on quarterback Kirk Cousins. One of the biggest reasons why one of the biggest reasons why Dalvin was able to cook this week is because nobody was able to get pressure on him. There was clean pockets, beautiful running lanes, and if you're able to do that with the players that this Vikings team has, good things are going to happen. So, offensive line, K.J. Osborn, that's right now. Let's go to the third biggest winner here. I'm going to go give some love to maybe still one of the most underappreciated receivers in the league, Adam Thielen. This guy can do it all. I mean, he's got some of the best route running ability, some of the best hands in the league, and if you need somebody to get open, whether it's third down or in the red zone, I would make the argument. I know Jefferson is probably the new number 1 receiver on this team. I'm going to go to old reliable, and that's Adam Thielen. That guy is good every single day. 11 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown in this game, continuing to show why he might be Kirk Cousins' number 1 go-to guy. So if you guys haven't yet, what I want you to do is hit that big red button that says subscribe. Maybe, just maybe, you want more Vikings videos. But here's the deal. More subs equals more videos. And we are 209 away from 1,500 on this YouTube channel. So if I could, take a second, maybe take 3 seconds. Click the subscribe button, and if you are already subbed, I appreciate you. Our Chat Sports team appreciates you. Take that link and send it to some friends. Let's go to number 2 here, Dalvin Cook. When he's on the field, you're like, man, if this guy could just stay healthy, he's going to be in that discussion for best running back year in and year out. 29 carries, 140 yards, a touchdown. Not only is he good between the tackles, but he can also catch the football a little bit. He's really one of the biggest reasons why their offense, when it's clicking, it's really clicking. But I got to give some love to Kirk Cousins, and some people are like, boo, you're going to give the quarterback the biggest winner. This guy is phenomenal. And I mean, I am one of these dudes where I always sit here, I'm like, is Kirk Cousins actually an elite quarterback? I still don't know if he's elite, but the numbers that he's putting up, he's going to have to start becoming in this conversation. 33 of 48, 373 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Yes, the offensive line did a great job protecting him. Yes, he has a lot of talent around him. But Kirk Cousins, he was the biggest winner in my personal opinion. But what do you guys have to say? Let me know down in the comments. That's what Chat Sports is literally all about. Interactive YouTube channel. I know I'm the guy on screen. I know my producer, Petey, behind the scenes is working hard too. But this show is about the people that watch it. So let me know, who is the Vikings' biggest winner up against the Panthers? Now, maybe you want to go ahead and win going up into Week 7, Week 8. If you want to bet on the Vikings, if you want to go ahead and bet on all the NFL games. The easiest way to be a winner is by getting started with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Now, how do you get hooked up with the deal? You got to go to chatsports.com/bet. I'm going to say that again because if you don't go to chatsports.com/bet, you will not get the deal. Once you go ahead and you put down $100, you can get $125 for free to bet with if you use promo code CHAT125. Yes, I said 125% deposit bonus. Best deal on the internet. Go ahead, put your money where your mouth is. Let's now go to the losers here up against Carolina. I'm going to sit here and go with Patrick Peterson. One of the players that I've been very disappointed with on this Vikings roster has been Peterson. He's definitely lost a step or two, and realistically, when you're looking to pick on somebody, they've been picking on Peterson quite a bit. He did have 3 tackles. He had a tackle for loss. But I think you really have to face the fact is this. Losing Jeff Gladney really hurt this secondary, and you were hoping that Peterson could still be elite. At this point, he is average at best. Well, let's go to number 4, Oli Udoh. And if there was an offensive lineman that wasn't good in this game, it was Oli, and he just continues to be the weakest link in this offensive line. He allowed 1 pressure, 1 hit, but it's the 4 penalties. And penalties obviously aren't always on you. Like, there's a lot of other things that can happen, crowd noise, maybe somebody else wasn't set. These were 4 kind of brain-dead penalties on Oli, so he was a loser in this one. Let's go to number 3. I'm going to go with Cameron Danztler. He's been a dude that I've been waiting to see. How good is Cameron going to be? He's in a lot of trade rumors. He's in a lot of rumors in general. And he just was very underwhelming. Only 2 tackles. I believe he gave up 3 catches on 5 targets. He just needs to be a little bit better and more consistent, especially if you're going to try to end up playing on the outside or in the slot. Cameron Danztler, clear loser. At number 2, Greg Joseph. And I understand a lot of times that the Vikings have been looking for a kicker, and they've been looking for a kicker for the past few seasons, and you were hoping that it was Joseph. I can sit here and say that, honestly, if the game was on the line, would you literally trust Joseph? Nobody would say yes to that. He was 3-5 for this one. He did make a 38-yarder. He had an extra point, but you need to be able to rely on your kicker, and nobody relies on Greg Joseph. At number 1, I'm going to go DJ, and another cornerback position where you need somebody to be able to step up. Somebody needs to be able to make some plays when it matters the most. Only 3 tackles, gave up a touchdown in this one, and realistically, you just need more from your secondary pieces because this Vikings front is legit. Like, their defensive tackles, their defensive ends, they can get after the quarterback. You just need a little bit more stability on the back end. But what do you guys have to say? Who was the Vikings' biggest loser up against the Panthers? That's what this show's about. Winners and losers. If you think I'm a loser for ripping on some guys coming off a win, hey, please go ahead and do so. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But at the end of the day, you come away with a 34-28 win up against a team who a lot of people had as the favorites in this one. On the road, that's a big-time victory. Let me know, Vikings' biggest loser up against the Panthers. Winners and losers for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to give you the 5 biggest winners and the 5 biggest losers coming off that 34-28 victory. And this is one of those games where it might not have been pretty for the entire stretch. This was an absolute game of runs where the Panthers put up points, the Vikings put up points, and the Vikings answer again. You go to overtime and you're able to come away with a 34-28 victory. So what you guys again are about to see, the 5 biggest winners, 5 biggest losers, and it's 5 is the 5th biggest winner, 1 is the biggest winner. So what we have here coming up is I got Kirk Cousins. He was by far the biggest winner. Dalvin Cook was at number 2. Adam Thielen comes in at number 3. Offensive line allowed only 7 pressures, and then K.J. Osborn. Those are my 5 biggest winners, which means the 5 biggest losers. Patrick Peterson, Oli, Cameron Danztler, the kicker Greg Joseph, and then DJ Wonnum, another cornerback in here. If you disagree with any of my winners or losers, remember, let me know overall. Now, how would you grade the Vikings' performance up against the Panthers? A, B, C, D, or F? A is great. B is good, C is average, D is bad, F is absolute fail. I'm going to go ahead and give them a B- grade. You could have played a little bit better, but at the end of the day, you'd have come away with a W.